Okay, so I magically made those trees come alive, and I magically made it into a second video. How about that? That's super magic. Okay, so I got the Christmassy trees done, but I didn't get this tree done. So to do this tree, I want to be really careful because see how I've got it lighter. I'm just going to go along the edge of the tree there. I'm not going to go over all of it. I'm just kind of going over the lines that I made. And I'm going to let some of that kind of color of the pencil just stay the color of the pencil. It kind of gives a cool effect. Because I want it to kind of look like there was snow on those branches. Did you guys pay attention to the snow on the branches this last go around? If not, if it snows again, which there is a chance coming soon, check out how the snow lays on the branches. Like really look at the trees. They're pretty incredible. Okay, so I got the trees done. Now I'm going to get Olaf. If you notice, I just put a tiny little bit of a color around his edge because I wanted it to make it look like it was popping out. So I'm going to take a fresh Q-tip, okay, because this is really light, and even if I tried to do the background color, it may be too much. So I'm just going to kind of go around his edge there, and you can see how that's kind of makes it pop out, a little bit of a shadow there. And I did it right around through here on him. And I did it down around through here. And it kind of gives him a little bit of a shape. Okay, so he's got a little bit on his feet. Now that got a little bit bolder, which that's kind of okay. Now, watch this. If it gets too much, take a paper towel or one of the cloth towels and just kind of blot it. Don't smear it, blot it, okay? Because if you smear it, then you make a bigger mess. Okay, so I got his feet. Now this color is the same as the snowdrift, so I'm just gonna soften the snowdrifts. I'm not blending it a whole lot, but I do want to pull the color, so I'm coming at a diagonal. And if you didn't put in a little bit of a shadow underneath them, go back in and do that before you start adding color. There we go. Got another one over here. So it doesn't take very long, but at the same time, if you're not careful, you're going to make a big mess. I'm keeping a lot of the white. That's the big key. It's snowy. It's supposed to be snowy. It's winter-y scene here, so you should have a lot of white still showing. Now I'm going to flip to a clean side. Now I'm going to get this flower. Now I'm going to be very careful with the flower. I'm going to kind of go as if it's coming out of the center to try to, if it's going to blend, it's going to blend down, which is going to blend. But you have to be strategic in how you apply. And again, I cannot stress you enough, don't make it overly watery, because then you're going to end up with a mess. And you won't have as much control. Alright, need a clean Q-tip for my green. Oh, well, I've got the orange. I'm going to come up here and make his nose shine. Now his eyes, I'm going to leave those as the pencil, because if I go try to do the color on top of that, what's going to happen is it's going to not look so nice. It's going to bleed all over the place and it'll look messy. Alright, so I'm going to get the green of the flower here. That looks so cool how it pops out the color. It's magic. Alrighty, so I have that. Okay, one last magic trick, okay? You can take the watercolor pencils and draw into them while it's wet. Okay, so what I mean, I'm putting a little bit of water back on Olaf's nose because it kind of lightened up. And then these pencils are watercolor pencils. I just don't have the kind you have at school. So look at that. It kind of got really dark right there. So I can blend it a little bit. I can come back in with the orange here and add some little orange details to make it stand out a little brighter. So maybe you have some areas that weren't as bright as you wanted them. Now if you're using the baby oil and colored pencils, it really doesn't work for that. But if you have the watercolor, it will do that. It just hit me. I did not get inside Olaf's mouth. Now be very careful. We do not want to have a rotten tooth. Be very careful. I actually got too much water there. I'm going to go get his buttons. And okay. Now I told you what I'm going to do his eyes, but I'm just going to put a dot to make them stand out. And voila, Olaf is complete. Oh, I have a. See, that happens when it's too wet. So I'm going to blot it. I pulled that out, so I'm going to take some water and see if I can't like blend it. Now at this point I would not go back in with like the pencil. If you do that, wait for it to dry first. Okay. But if I wanted to go back, say I wanted to go back into the tree a little bit, and I came in with the pencil, I could do that. And you could get more detail going into them. And now I did that, so I'm going to have to do it to a few more. Maybe I'll do it up here. But again, you got to be super careful because you can mess it up pretty quick. Take a tester, take a scrap sheet of paper and test out these things so you can see what it does in case you're a little nervous to try different things. Okay? So there you go. There's Olaf. He's now a watercolor painting, not a drawing. Okay? Hope you did well. Once you get this finished, I want you to take a picture, make sure it's bright, and that you can see the whole thing. I know you can't see the whole thing right now with mine. It's just the way the camera is. But you want a bright image of the entire picture, and I want you to submit it in the classroom. Wait for it to dry a little bit, though, because if you hold it up and it runs, it shouldn't, because you shouldn't have used too much water. But if it does, you want to be really careful. Let it dry first. Maybe take a picture on Friday. Okay? All right. That's Olaf. I'll see you in another video. Bye, guys.